Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got two brand new utility irons from Titleist. One probably more on the player's side, one a little bit more forgiving, a little bit higher launch. What do you think?
I think certainly the T200 is going to be the looker.
Absolutely.
That's the one that's going to capture people's eye. Very minimal offset, really looks fantastic. 505 is meatier, and certainly there's a bit going on there. We've seen good driving irons that we've tested in the past that have kind of had more of this design.
Yeah, the Strixon kind of reminds me of that one a little
Strixon
bit.
for sure. Yeah, I mean even 510 and 500 of the previous editions of these.
That's right.
But I kind of like what they've done with it. I mean the smaller one being a continuation of an iron set, an extension of an iron set. The utility 505 being standalone, kind of something bridging the gap between a hybrid and a driving iron.
Yeah,
if you like, in terms of the amount of mass and forgiveness that's built into it. But two really good looking options.
It looks like they've gone for quite a distinction between the two. Obviously, the T200 is going to be sort of the P790 type flight, like that really low stinger flight.
Yeah.
And then just based on the size of the other one, we would expect it to be, it's still a driving iron, still going to fly lower than a hybrid, but should help you get a bit more spin. And it comes with a little bit more loft at standard, so that would kind of point to that also. Exactly,
that's it. I mean, CG being a little bit deeper, a little more loft, you would find this one a little easier to launch. So, depending on the purpose of it for the player, I think our friends in Ireland and Scotland are maybe going to go with that option, the T2, flighting it down. The kind of North American flight to get it up in the air a little bit more might be a bit more conducive to the 505, but we're going to find out. You would expect that to be, the way they fly.
Absolutely. The good news is we've got them spec'd, other than the loft is 1 degree different, because that's the way they come.
Yeah.
They've got the exact same graphite design IZ95 shaft in there.
Beautiful.
They're the same length, same lie, same everything. So we'll really be able to see, we're going to start on the range, and we'll see how the launch and spin differ, and then what we'll do is we'll go on a simulated course and just kind of maybe two scenarios that those two clubs would shine and sort of show who they're intended for.
Love it.
Sounded nice there.
Yeah, that was a nice flight.
Yeah, lots of carry, plenty to get it out there at 250. That's fine, nice.
Yeah, that was better.
Really nice. Lots of pop. Yeah, pretty similar to that. So it launched a little bit lower than your first one, but it was actually a little bit quicker. But again, your spin's in a nice little range there, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think this is the kind of high launch, balloony like club that some people might perceive it to be, or maybe shy away from it because thinking hit that one too high.
Yeah, it doesn't look
far from it.
No, because I think for you, any club that has excess spin, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
And if you're seeing it at 3,500, then it's definitely not a high spin club.
No. So just like a little more of a fade, but
yeah, nice. It's
like
flat though.
200 more spin.
It's really nice. It's controlled it well. It's still very quick.
It's very quick.
It's really quick. Ooh.
Sounded nice as well, didn't it?
As ever. That's come out
hot
like a rocket. Yep. Lower launch, lower spin, similar speed.
Yeah.
That looks good too.
There's just a spin difference. Yeah, there's just a little.
You're getting the same distance in the end, aren't you? But it's, so it's, I like to see that all your good shots with both, the other one was consistently 35, 36, and so far this one's right around 32. It's launching probably a degree. We'll see the averages later, but that's pretty cool. Nice.
A little higher on the blade, but
that's gone forever. Look at that. That's really cool. Yeah. So a couple different shapes. Like, I mean, that one I know you turned over a little bit more.
Yep.
But it launched almost the same and spun almost the same. Was quicker for sure. And that's why you got the extra distance. I'm actually surprised on average they launched exactly the same. You definitely had a couple higher launch with this, but I think they must have averaged back out. So 300 RPMs lower in spin, almost the same ball speed. That's not quite what I expected, if I'm honest. You swung almost the same speed. You got basically the same efficiency. Yeah, I did not expect them to be that close.
I mean, I think, you know, the moral of the story probably comes down to you can kind of pick your forgiveness level.
And maybe that's where it's going with that. I mean, it's not nothing, the 300 RPMs, and we'll go to the course and maybe see the U505 when you put a bit more of a flighted swing on it. It lets you do that more, and the 200 will really let you hit the stinger better. But in terms of kind of the dry numbers, which we're looking at here, they're actually not crazy far apart. And then, as you said, you are just picking more so the iron that is the shape you like, or if you want one with a little bit more, wider sole for the forgiveness.
I would take either of them when it comes to the results.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't be shying away from either one of these.
Okay, so we have taken a quick trip, Kings Barnes.
Jumped on a plane.
Haven't been here in a while. I think this is a perfect hole for that club in your hand. You've got the T200 right now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit uphill. We got a little bit of wind on. It's going to be kind of into you and blowing left, which is not the most comfortable, but it doesn't make sense on this length. It's not drivable with the uphill. A 3-wood doesn't really make sense either. Kind of a perfect links shot for that 2-iron.
Yeah, I was saying it to you. I mean, if I had this shot and it wasn't an overly long hole, wind is a little into it or into it the left.
Yeah.
I would not really be feeling great about a fairway wood or a kind of, maybe you would take driver and just try and hit it around the green, but there is a lot of hay around a bit there. So, I would be pulling the driving iron out here and trying to kind of back of the stands, turn one over and just soften it into that left to right wind.
Right, so you'll be able to put a little bit of shape on it right to left and also flight it down to keep it under that a bit.
And for someone like me, if the wind comes out the left, I know I don't have to fear the left at that point.
Right.
I feel pretty good about just putting a pretty positive swing on it and just hitting a nice hard draw into that.
Okay, well let's see that. So this is really the stinger flight here with this. Stinger draws with this. Good swing there. Yeah, so you just turned it, the wind has just kept it straight.
Yeah, just kind of cancelled out a little bit, didn't it?
That's really cool. The flight was really nice there. Nice, there it is.
That's better.
Bit of draw, wind's keeping it down straight. Really nice. Yeah, that was really nice. Lots of ball speed.
Yeah.
And again, it's really close to what you had when we were hitting them just dry, but you flight it down just a bit lower, just based on the situation, which is cool. But that's a perfect club for that, isn't it?
Yeah, just for that kind of, and you would take that kind of, that and links golf all day, especially with windy crosswinds and stuff like that. You really would.
That flight is perfect.
With that.
Right around the same kind of 70, 75 feet. Keeps it under the wind. I mean, the wind is hurting a little bit, but you still got lots of distance out of it. It's great. Because it's basically dead flat.
Yeah, I think that's a flight you probably couldn't quite get with the other one.
No, that's on the green. So you launched it really 3 degrees higher than the golf course version of the last T200, spun it closer to 4,000. Similar ball speed. But yeah, no, I agree with you. You probably can't quite get that extra, how many feet was that? That's a lot.
Yeah.
So an extra 40 feet of height that allowed the ball to actually stop in a reasonable amount of time. I think with the T2, you would have landed on the front edge, probably run through the back. Okay, so I moved you back a little bit. Great first shot, obviously, but just to kind of exaggerate what the club can do, you're flighting it up a bit downwind. You probably could get a little bit of extra yardage, but still be able to stop it.
Yep.
It's a good situation on the course. You're going for a long par 5 and 2.
Yeah.
Let's see how it does. Ooh. It's nice and high.
Hit it good. I probably just didn't quite have enough juice on it.
No, you didn't.
Oh, maybe we did.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying. I think you'll fly at 250. Look at this. No! Oh. Okay. That would have been almost too much to handle.
Okay.
So you've left it.
We quit on that one.
2 feet. We will be taking the glove off. It was also a really good shot.
Yeah, it was.
150 ball speed was as good as it's been. You launched it the highest you launched it, which is great. You spun it, not the highest, but more than we were hitting it at, so it kept it in the air. The downwind helped a bit. You flew it, I don't know if this is normalized or not, but you flew it right to the front edge. And
so that's with the wind. So there's 6 yards of help. That one flew to 40.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that little extra distance from the wind.
What was the height on it? It looked high.
You hit that high. you couldn't hit it any better either.
Yeah,
122 feet in the air. So that was there's your 2 shots. The second one you obviously hit a bit better, plus the extra downwind that we added, but you hit them both really nice and high and dead straight, right in the part of the green where it bounced. You couldn't have done that any better. Look at the ball.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the other one is only 21 feet away.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Really good. Really, really impressive with, I mean, I think we separated their capabilities when we got in a situational, environment, right? So when we're on the range, you're just standing there making swings at it. They kind of look like they're doing the same.
Yep.
Put us on there, and then we've really separated the difference.
I think that's the thing, yeah. And I think the person who's watching this going, I want to be able to hit those high shots. You got to pick the appropriate club.
Definitely.
It is impressive though that the U505. You're right. It isn't one-dimensional though, because you could, I'm sure, hit a decent stinger with this.
Absolutely.
Would it be the best, the lowest spin one like the T200? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But it would be a very functional shot off the tee, and then it has the ability to hit the higher shot into the green without manipulating your swing too much, because you still made a great swing there. It's not like you all of a sudden had to do something crazy.
No, definitely. It was pretty neutral. It wasn't kind of, out the comfort zone to try and pull that off and create that height going into a par 5, and you're trying to stop it close and all that sort of stuff.
If you could only have one, would you play the 505?
505?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
I would for sure.
Yeah.
I just think, I've got irons that look nice, kind of the 4 irons kind of is the way it is for a reason. I don't need another one at 18 degrees or 17 degrees that,
I know.
That's going to look quite hard to hit. As I say, when I went from the 505 to T2 first time, I went,
right.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Whereas I was super comfortable with 505, and I think most people would go the other way.
Yeah.
But having kind of went through that process, I would now side with this.
And I think those 2 shots, we literally just did those, shot 1 and 2. It showed how comfortable you were to hit 2 basically perfect shots with them. And it's tough to know, would you have the same confidence with that T200 that's really quite small?
I think I would have kind of got that bounce and then shot forward and through the green, and 122 feet, I don't think it is in that T200 for me.
No, not at 17 degrees and as narrow as it is. It doesn't have the center of gravity to lift it up there.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're pretty impressed with these. I think you guys can probably tell. They look really good. The sound was great. The feel was good.
Absolutely. Feel was really, really good. They feel quick.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much tech packed into that T200, and we'll explain that. This video will come out before we get to the review of the actual iron set.
Of course, yeah.
So we'll save really what's in that, because I think that belongs in that video.
Definitely.
With the kind of 10 unique sort of technologies and sort of design that's in that. The 505, I think the question is it better than 500 and 510? I mean, I think it's the best of both.
Yeah,
I think it's the best of both. It's kind of got the offset, the smaller one. It's got the profile of the bigger one.
Good point.
I think they've kind of blended those 2 together perfectly.
Yeah, no, well said. Yeah. I think this will be one that people will want to try if you're in the driving iron category. Obviously, TaylorMade's got some good ones. Strixon is one we really like.
Yeah.
There's a few, but I would say if you are going to try a utility iron, you'd kind of be missing out if you didn't try these 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't kind of be putting anyone ahead of this in terms of the best in class.
So obviously more to come on the T200s, but that's the utility side of it. We're really impressed with these. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that, and we'll see you again soon.